Good morning, guys. How are we today? Welcome to everybody that's already in the chat room. As you can see, we are at Gatwick, and I'm just having a last-minute change to our flight plan this morning from Air Traffic Control, who are currently online. So, just bear with me while I sort that out. Let me get rid of the timer just there. Okay, so here's our operational flight plan. However, as I say, this is actually going to change a little bit in a moment, and I also need to give you the current METAR for now. So let me just grab that for you as well. There you go, there's the current METAR. Alright, so let's hop on board and we'll get cracking. I'll close the chat down now. On a bit of a time constraint today. I really need to get this flight done and be out of here by, if possible, no later than 12:15 Zulu hours. Let's see how that works for us. So let's get going. I'm going to zip through all the cockpit preparation and things like that. However, if you have recently watched any of the tutorial videos, you'll be able to follow me through and know exactly what it is that we're doing. Is my mouse cursor turned on just so you guys can see what's actually happening? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, you guys can see what's happening. So let's start to get the ideas aligned. We've also got self-loading cargo. Wrong one. Get the self-loading cargo to set up as well. Passenger signs on. And don't really need to start the APU just yet. We'll get that going shortly. So a lot of this scenery for Gatwick comes from, it's freeware as well. How amazing is that? It is from flightsim.to. Flightsim.to. So go ahead, grab that for yourself, as it is, as you can see, absolutely fantastic, especially for freeware. They don't come much better than this freeware. So that's the message from me. Okay, so the ATIS is now updated at 08 right for departures. Yeah, for some reason the ATIS when I logged on was showing it was 08 left for departures. That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. I don't think Gatwick have ever used that airport, have they? That runway, have they? Maybe for lighter aircraft years ago, but I've never seen it to be used. Checking all that is correct. Let's have a look at the glare shield with barrow setting, and stop climb altitude for our departure is 6,000 feet, I believe. So let's get that keyed in as well. Good morning, Cloud Chaser. Great to see you. Okay, so we've got all the we've got everything turned up. The other thing I want to know as well, this flight, the fly pad has been disabled. Okay, don't know if any of you have been struggling with a similar issue, but on long flights in particular there was a bit of a memory leak apparently, which meant that the frame rates of the game were getting slower and slower and slower. So yeah, things it wasn't great, so they're just experimenting to see if it is the fly pad that is causing those issues. So if we get no issues today, then that'll be good. And as you've just landed at Gatwick, fantastic stuff. Good morning to you. 2 hours 36 minutes. Oh, this is going to be tight, isn't it? We need to get out of here really quickly. Okay, let's get back to the AOC menu. Performance, weights and balance. Let's double check that everything looks as it should. So 7703 for the fuel. Let's get that loaded. That is correct. And let's have a look at our payload. 16744. Payload is correct. Wonderful. Alright, so let's have a look at our passengers then. And 161 passengers this morning. So let's get self-loading cargo doing its stuff. And we'll get the flight started. Good morning, Dark Fury. Not using the normal call sign. Well, I only use 3-4 Alpha Mike if it's not a real EasyJet flight. So this was scheduled to be a real EasyJet flight. Okay. So let's go back to the McDo. Alright, so self-loading cargo, passengers are now getting on board. Let's start setting up. When is the update meant to be coming? That's meant to be coming, isn't it? Either today, tomorrow, or Thursday, I believe, if that's to be, if that's right. Aircraft status, because we've still got this old nav database there, haven't we? So init A, let's have a look. Init request. Let's get this pulled in from SimBrief. There's the uplink. That's all come in, and it's even brought the alternate in as well today, which is nice. Cost index of 4. Cruise altitude 370 minus 58. Let's just get that changed slightly. And minus 58. Ah, Willie, good morning. Yeah, it is. It's right on the edge of the terminal. So a bit of a corner gate. We'll have a quick look outside in a moment. Tropo is 32611. That's quite close. 32. Nope, try again. 32611. So that's that init A sorted. Right, let's have a look at the flight plan. So this has changed ever so slightly. First waypoint is Dover, so it shouldn't make too much difference. So we're going to be departing runway 08 right, and we're taking the Odvik to Zulu, I believe it is now. There it is. And get that inserted. Wonderful, so that's automatically populated. Air traffic control will be happy that we can accept that revision to the flight plan. And our arrival is planned for ILS runway 27. We'll take the ILS 27 Zulu. And it is the NISVA 3 kilo. NISVA 3 kilo. And that arrival is via Rubiv. Let's get that inserted. Okay, so with all that now inserted, let's check 1,127 miles, 1,135 miles. So not much difference between the two there in the simulator and the flight plan. Excellent. Ready? Is there going to be a self-loading cargo update this week? Wow, fantastic. Maybe they won't fight with the cabin door anymore. Let's see what that's like. Okay. We can leave the rad nav as it is. Init B page then. Let's have a look at our Init B page. So 0 fuel weight 57.7. 57.7. Standard centre of gravity. 0 fuel weight centre of gravity, of course that is. And then our trip wind today of tailwind. That's what I want, given that we're in a rush for this morning's flight. Tailwind of 23. So let's check. Gross weight for takeoff 65.2, or close enough, so they're pretty similar. Let's have a look at our planned block fuel. It's telling us 7.5, we're taking 7.7, or we've got 7.6 loaded. Excellent. 7.6. Let's pop that in there. Takeoff weight 65.3. That's good, that matches the performance calculations that I have already done. Excellent. And fuel on board when we land, 2.2 tons at Sofia, so that's well within range. Okay, so let's have a look at our takeoff performance page. We just need to change the thrust reduction to match the acceleration. Transition altitude today is given by air traffic control is 7,500 feet. And it'll be a flaps 1 departure and a flex temp of 67 degrees. Get these V speeds calculated. 137, VR 133, V1 132. Okay, so a quick departure briefing then. The weather today, it actually says light snow. If we go outside and have a look at that here in the simulator, it doesn't look like we've got too much to be concerned about. Great weather. few scattered clouds. It is -2 degrees though. -2 degrees. I'm surprised in Flight Simulator the windshield isn't actually icing up. I have seen that happen before. Let's start that APU now as passengers are starting to board, and I'm going to contact ATC in a moment as well. Nothing wrong with the aircraft, no NOTAMs of importance, and our takeoff weight is below the maximum landing weight of the aircraft. We've got decent weather. If anything happens, we'll return to Gatwick. Our stop climb is 6,000 feet. Need to change that. 6,000 feet. And our minimum safe altitude on departure is 2,300 feet. It's basically a runway heading departure followed by a right turn. Okay, let's contact air traffic control then. Check that everything we've got now programmed into McDo is matching up with exactly what they want us to do. So ground is 121.8, tower is 124.225, so 121.8. Let's get that keyed in. And don't know why, but the radio seems to have all these zeros at the moment until you click a button. That's not normal. 124.22. So key the tower frequency in as well. 124.225. There we go. So let's contact Gatwick and just check their ATIS actually, because they may have changed it. Yeah, runway in use is now 08 right, which is information hotel. Now they've changed that. So Gatwick, good morning. Easy9010 is a type A320 Neo. We're on stand 104 requesting IFR clearance as planned to Sofia, and we have information hotel.
EC9010 Gatwick ground, good morning. Cleared to Sofia on the Osvik 2 Zulu departure from runway 08 right, squawk 7017.
Cleared via runway 08 right, the Osvik 2 Zulu departure and squawk 7017, Easy9010.
EC9010, that's correct. Information hotel QNH 1006.
And let's just change the standby at 1006.
And Moonflower 33. After the British Airways Airbus A321.
Okay, so before start checklist,
right, start
cockpit prep completed, signs on auto, DIS, nav, fuel quantity is loaded, set and balanced.
Moonflower 33.
Flight management guidance system is all set and altimeter 1006 and cross-checked. Now let's just check the coding of the flight in the McDo and make sure that that looks as it should all the way through. So there's our departure routing all the way down to Sofia, and that's looking good as well. Alright, so self-loading cargo has finished loading themselves. So bravation. The tablet in this edition, this is not, you can't available, try again, you can't download this version of the aircraft. This version of the aircraft is a special QA test version. We have disabled the tablet. There is a bit of a memory leak, so we're finding at the moment. So I don't know if some of you are suffering with some problems during long flights. So they've disabled the tablet to see if they can find out if that's the cause, and if so, obviously then we can address it.
Gatwick ground, I don't see the traffic, and can you help me? Now is now time
so
for...
how's self-loading cargo doing with that door?
Roger, go ahead, push and start now, face south.
Push and start face south, thank you. Moonflower 33.
So really need self-loading cargo to sort themselves out this morning. There we go.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go, so please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
Lima.
My name is Gavin, and I'm your captain today, and I'd like to welcome you.
Easy 58 Quebec Lima, roger. From stand 131, push and start approved, face to the west.
The guys on the ground have just got the last of the luggage away, so if you can assist the cabin crew in getting yourself sat down, seatbelts on, everything fastened, and give them your full attention throughout the safety briefing, and we'll get going as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for choosing EasyJet, and we hope you enjoy the flight today.
Okay, so we're about ready to get our pushback clearance.
Captain Ground, very good morning, and plan 24 Yankee Echo, stand 22737-800, QNH1006, information on third, request departure clearance to Sofia, please.
So Malcolm, the jetway didn't reach the aircraft.
Yes, of course.
May needed to have parked a bit closer, but yeah, I see what you mean. Thankfully, everything I've seen so far works here. It is fantastic. So I'm just waiting for that APU to start. I didn't actually start it, I just turned the master switch on. So that's my fault. So just monitor that. That won't be too long. However, let's get our pushback clearance, shall we? Gatwick ground, Easy 9010 is ready to push and start.
Easy 9010, hold position, there's traffic pushing behind you, I'll call you back.
Roger, we'll hold here, Easy 9010. Let's have a quick look. Who's behind us?
And Easy 9010, looks like that traffic's just disconnected, so if you've got crash detection off, it's safe for you to push back, is that okay?
Roger, yeah, we can do that. Pushing tail to the east, is that correct? Easy 9010?
Yeah, Easy 9010, push and start approved, face west.
Thank you, we'll push now. Easy 9010, thank you. Okay, so let's get that tug called. Nose wheel steering is disconnected, AccuBrake pressure's fine. Let's get the transponder to auto. Parking brakes are on, thrust levers at idle. Flight fan, can I do some UK? Yeah, I'm hoping we can. It might not be till next week that we can do those, but we will definitely have a look at doing them. Okay, so let's run the before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors all closed, and doors are armed.
Get the ground, trans 2 for Yankee Echo with
rotating beacon light is on, parking brake is on, and we're ready to start our pushback. So,
you're cleared
release
to,
the parking brake
where are you going?
and start our start our push. There we go.
You cleared to Lima Bravo Sierra Foxtrot. Still cleared 2 Zulu departure, runway 08 right, squawk 5014.
Engine mode select to ignition. And starting engine 1.
2 Zulu departure on the 08 right, squawk 5014. No trans to Yankee Echo. No trans to Yankee Echo, thank you, that's correct.
And we'll have a little look outside. Stephen, you're looking at the same QA, but don't know if you can do 3 hours flight. I'm really cramming this these 3 hour flights in today. I need to be out of here by about 12:15. So I might not even make it to the gate in Sofia. It may just be a touchdown. And once we've landed, that'll be me gone. Tug just pushing back and making that turn perhaps a little too soon. So hopefully we'll get no performance issues with the electronic flight bag disabled for this.
Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth.
Starting engine 2.
7 request taxi for takeoff. Touch and go.
Sure you put your own mask on first before helping others.
Beach 17, we'll just stand by.
An emergency landing and evacuation. Leave your carry-on luggage.
Just like the passport queue in Sofia. Yeah, well, I definitely don't have time for that.
Emergency lighting in the floors will lead you to the closest exit.
Okay, parking brake coming back on.
Luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety procedures on the car.
Let's just wait for engine 2 to stabilize itself.
And we hope you enjoy the flight.
Malcolm, is VATSIM hard for you to learn? It's all about listening. Do you know what? I actually did an experimental stream yesterday. After I finished the flight yesterday, I noticed there was a lot of traffic at Gatwick.
Operating from 08 right,
So I did a stream
hold short
yesterday just watching Gatwick with air traffic control tuned in. So go and check that out if you want. Just have a listen to how it all works here.
Beach 517, cancel that taxi instruction. I don't have a flight plan for you. Can you file a VFR flight plan?
Okay, engine 1 is stabilised. Engine mode selects norm. APU is coming off. Anti-ice is coming on. APU master is now off. Ground spoilers armed. Rudder trim, make sure 0. Flaps 1. Pitch trim is down 0.2. Ecam status is good and we're clear to disconnect. So there the tug disappears. After start checklist, anti-ice on, ecam status set, pitch trim down 0.2, rudder trim 0. Gatwick ground, Easy 9010 is ready for push.
Easy 9010, roger. Could you just set your squawk 7017?
Have we not already done that? Oh, sorry, we thought we'd done that. Stand by, Easy 9010. 701. Hang on. 7017. Easy 9010. Hopefully that should be better for you.
Roger, Easy 9010. Thanks. See that now. So taxi to hold point Juliet 4 via Kilo Romeo and Juliet.
Taxi holding point Juliet 4 via Kilo Romeo and Juliet. Easy 9010. Okay, so there's our taxi clearance. Let's get the taxi light on. Turn the parking brake off in a moment. I'm just waiting for my Navigraph ground chart to load so I know where it is we're actually going. So taxiing Kilo Romeo, which is the second left, and then Juliet. Okie dokie, so parking brake can come off. And we'll do a brake check as well in a moment. So let's start our taxi roll. The problem, Christian, is HD doesn't have the doesn't have a simulator. Bless him, he doesn't even have a PC.
Tower 33 ready for taxi.
I wish he did. We'd try some of the dual control systems that are available.
Sierra Juliet Tango, runway 26 right, hold Juliet 7.
That would be fantastic if we could get that arranged.
Sierra Juliet Tango, holding point Juliet 7, runway 08 right.
So it is the second left at the end of this taxiway. I'll be honest, I actually prefer Gatwick when they're using runway 08.
Easy 9010, just give way to the A320 that will be taxiing from Sierra on to Juliet.
Roger, we'll give way to the crossing aircraft, Easy 9010. So where is he? So he'll be coming on to Juliet. Easy 9010, confirm he's crossing Juliet, so we'll hold short at Romeo 1.
Yeah, Easy 9010, you can taxi Kilo Romeo Juliet and just give way to the A320 that will be coming out of Sierra on your right hand side.
Okay, that's understood, thank you, Easy 9010. That's much further down, so we can continue that taxi. That actually helps us a little bit. That gives us time to do our pre-flight checks for takeoff, so that's good. Steve Austin, good morning or good evening.
Beach 17, request taxi for takeoff, touching.
So obviously, guys, if you were here yesterday at the end of the long flight,
hold short Quebec.
You'll see now that the frame rates are
Taxiing Juliet,
probably at
hold
least
short
twice as
Quebec,
good now as they were
Beach 17.
following that 6-hour flight to Jakarta.
Good morning, Gatwick Ground, Scope Flight 01, requesting a radio check, please.
Go 501, good morning, Gatwick Ground, readability is 5.
So potentially the
Gatwick Ground, no trans 2 for
flight bag may have been causing issues. So we're just going to double check is the aircraft in front of the one that's departing. Easy 9010, just confirm the aircraft in front is the one we were giving way to.
Hey, firm, he's ahead of you on Juliet now, thanks.
Yeah, that's fine. Roger, 9010. Okay, so actually whilst we've stopped here, there's no one behind us. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full right, full left, neutral.
And Mayflower 33, you can contact Gatwick Tower now, 124.225, have a good flight.
124.225, thank you for help, 33.
Get the auto brake on, we'll ding our cabin crew.
North Trans 2 for Yankee Echo, give way to the beach Baron 58, which is on your right hand side, taxi on Juliet. After that traffic, push and start approved, face west.
Copy, we'll give way to the beach Baron, pushing to right and after traffic.
So,
face west.
let's run our before takeoff checklists above the line. Flight controls checked, departure briefing, straightforward departure, no change in the performance, QNH still 1006, engine out procedure, if we have a problem prior to V1 obviously stop, if we have one after V1 we'll continue the takeoff and we'll return back here to Gatwick, there's no issues with that. The departure matches what we've got in the flight computer.
Good morning, Gatwick
stop altitude
Ground.
6,000 feet
Go flying
and
01 at stand 1 A320 with information
FMA data
request
132 blue,
to
137 magenta, climb nav blue,
hello,
flight directions 1, 2 on.
It's the Inver 1 Zulu departure from runway 08, right.
Not quite sure why auto thrust is on, let's disconnect that for the time being.
Repeat my
Flex 10 takeoff 67.
Roger, that's 0566 on the squawk.
Transponder is set,
ECAM
ECAM mono, no blue,
MV 1 Zulu,
and our electronic flight bag is turned off.
1566.
Yeah,
Lewis, good morning. I am feeling better today.
0566.
My arm still
Sorry,
stings a bit.
0566, go fly 01.
Go fly 01, correct.
But aside from that, we're good. We're good. Much better than yesterday. Although I am in a rush
Easy
today.
9010, contact Gatwick Tower 124225, have a great flight.
124225 over to Tower. Thanks for the service, Easy 9010. And we were told to hold at Juliet 4, which is right at the end, down here. One to 4225. Gatwick Tower, good morning, Easy 9010 is rolling to hold short at Juliet 4.
Easy 9010, Gatwick Tower, hello, 5 Juliet, line up at runway 08 right, caution there'll be a Airbus 320 departing ahead of you.
Clear to line up the end, runway 08 right, and we'll caution the departing Airbus, Easy 9010. Wonder if we'll be there in time to actually see that. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? So basically we now taxi all the way around 08 left, which finishes just there. Oh, Steve, you're absolutely right there. This is wonderful scenery. Well, it might be if we stick around long enough. So, we'll check the brake fan temperatures in a moment. So let's just hold here as we get prepped for the departure. Brake temperatures are fine, let's get the lights on. How come the rotating beacon light wasn't on? That was naughty. All the lights are on, packs can come off for departure. Anti-ice is on. Cabin is secured for takeoff.
1010, runway 08 right, clear takeoff, wind 070 degrees, 9 knots.
Clear for takeoff 08 right, easy 9010. Engine mode selector is normal, TCAS, T-A-R-A, tilt above, and transponder is on. So that's line up. Cabin crew are now sat down as well in self-loading cargo. Simflyer UK, you're also at Gatwick, you recognise my voice. Am I that recognisable? It'll be a while yet before the A380 is available, Tatiana. Okay, so just do my final checks here. All looks good. Straight out departure. Stop altitude 6,000 feet. Okay, let's get ready to roll. So, takeoff, start the chrono. Set about 50% N1.
Easy 9010, runway 08 right, clear takeoff, wind 070 degrees, 9 knots.
And man flex. Oh, try that again. Man flex SRS and Toga. Easy 9010 is rolling. Holding that center line, V1, and rotate.
Positive brake line, gear up.
Flight directors look to be giving good information. Set climb thrust.
Easy 9010, contact London 127.825, bye-bye.
127.825 is 9010. Thanks, bye-bye. So, as I'm now going to have to contact ATC, let me just get those on. I'm going to lower that nose a little lower than we would in the real aircraft, just because I'm going to engage autopilot and otherwise it will jolt us. So as autopilot 1 is now engaged, flaps 0, spoilers disarmed, and let's contact control 127.825. London, good morning, easy 9010, passing altitude 4,000 feet out of Gatwick.
Easy 9010, London Control, good morning, climb now, flight level 290, direct Cox, Kilo Oscar Kilo.
Climb altitude 290 and direct Cox, easy 9010.
Martinez 639 is ready when reaching.
6139, thanks very much. The surface wind stands dead, 50 degrees, 9 knots from Gulf 1, runway 04, cliff takeoff.
Runway 04, go from cliff to takeoff, Martinez 6139.
United 489 at speed 16 at knots or less till 4 DME.
Speed 10160 knots or less, United 49.
KLM 6 Alpha Mike, speed 180 knots or greater till 6 DME.
180 or greater to 6, KLM 6 Alpha Mike.
Ooh, that's confusing when someone on the radio has got an Alpha Mike call sign at the end. My ears pricked up.
Facing west.
Face west, from the 2 whiskey.
London Control, welcome back again, now 795 at photo, Hollywood photo on front set.
No more moisture in the air looking at that. Let's get those.
795, roger, behind the departing Martin Air 747-400, line up wait, runway 04 behind.
Behind and on.
Game of Swilden, thanks for that. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
United 489, turn right, heading 120 degrees.
So Lewis, the red and orange stuff on the radar is basically clouds, precipitation, that kind of thing. How accurate it is yet still to be debated, because you can't set the radar tilt accurately. Oh yeah, but we come on here to get away from COVID. It's the only way we can fly safely.
738, thanks, report your passing altitude.
UPS 38, climb flight level 029, climbing flight level 060.
UPS 738, thanks, climb flight level 340.
Climb flight level 240, UPS 738.
United 489, I reduced your minimum approach speed, cleared ILS 08 right.
Clear ILS 80 right and ILS 49.
That's reduced your minimum approach speed.
Yeah, gamers, I can tell you're new here. We've never crashed.
UPS, correction United 489, a minimum approach speed. Need a read back.
Okay, nice smooth sailing in the air now. We'll just monitor the aircraft.
United 489, copy.
Yep, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, United 489.
KLM 6 Alpha Mike, contact tower 124, that's what 225, bye bye.
124, have a great day, KLM 6 Alpha Mike.
UPS 48, correction United 489, contact
lots of traffic on VATSIM this morning, great stuff.
Number 2.
Andre, you're absolutely right. The sim is amazing. Except the controller's lost an aircraft. Okay, seatbelt signs can now come off. Well, thank you, gamers. Practice, practice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, so you are free to move about.
London control, speedbird 824, good morning, radio check.
London Heathrow, position 511, we have information.
Morgan, you really kicks and sticks right when in Autopilot.
To follow learning control, good morning, readability 5, brakes, relates, it's uniform learning control, hello, cleared Belfast,
okay,
50,
so
all tip 1 kilo,
are
departure, 3340.
Are your dead zone set and your control settings would be the first thing that I would check.
Shuttle 8,
landing lights are already off for this.
I'll take 1 kilo.
Did that a while back, passing 10,000 feet.
Shuttle 8, it's uniform correct, QNH 100.
So Andre, do I think the A320 will become the zero level?
1007.
I think that's the plan, you know. That is the plan.
London control, speedbird 824, apologies for jumping over there. Information of
wish they'd done the A321 and 319 as well. Well, the great thing about it is once the A320 is complete, I imagine it very easy to port it over.
Sorry, Airbus 320 Neo, request clearance to Dublin.
Standby speed 1828, descend flight level 8, sir.
Descending 80 for 1828.
Given that Airbus captains, when they've got their type rating on the A320, they don't need another type rating to fly the 19 or the 21. Just a slightly different flight envelope, of course. They handle slightly differently. The A319 is a bit of a toy compared to the A320.
And Speedbird 824, London, hello, cleared to Dublin, Compton, 4 kilo departure, squawk 4.
Nicola, good morning, how are you? Hope you're well.
Thank you, cleared to Dublin, Compton 4 kilo, 09 left, squawk 4456, speedbird 824.
Really, what's the red and white bullet in the corner of the windshield? Okay, I can show you that.
QNH 1007, speedbird 824.
You have 3 balls, if I just move around. See the 3 balls there? The idea is the red ball should perfectly cover the white ball to get you sat in the perfect position. So that is essentially the perfect position for the seat over here, because the red ball is covering the white ball and vice versa. Just there we go. Although I'm not convinced that's correct. But you get the idea. That's how it should be. It should be perfectly covered.
Speedbird 203, information Oscar on board.
That's probably a little bit more difficult to do in a flight simulator than it is the real aircraft, of course, but that's their intended purpose.
Good morning, Clip Boston, via Compton, then flight plan route after departure 09 left, climb straight ahead. to
Stephen,
London,
yes, I did see
DME.
that. I also saw that in the QA chat this morning.
Then a right turn heading 220 degrees, climb
We've not
to
even been given access to
6,000
that.
feet, squawk 7655.
Good morning, Sam C. Nicola, you hate mornings.
Jury clear
Probably
to
because you're not used to getting up for flying at the
Compton,
minute, bless you.
After departure, London DME, then right turn, heading 220, climb 6,000 feet, squawk 7655, speed for 203.
Speed 203, correct, 09 left, and QNH 1007.
09 left for departure, QNH 1007, speed by 203.
Right, 79 whiskey, further climb on Unicom 122.
Morgan, yeah, that's great. Check those dead zones for me.
How much you have?
7 to about 15%, then try it. It only needs to be your your axis roll and pitch. And obviously not your thrust levers.
Face north, speedbird 824.
Aardvark, good morning. The Rapper, hello to you.
No, 795, 5 2000.
Right, 795, roger. Can you just check you've got your flight plan filed? It seems to have disappeared, just refile it.
Roger.
CSA 65030 track miles, descent to altitude 4,000
Stephen, it would do in the real aircraft, yes. But of course, here in the simulator, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, which alters the viewing position of it. So, in fact, if I just reset the camera view, this is what Microsoft Flight Sims.
Easy 9010, further climb on Unicom 122, decimal 8, bye bye.
Over to Unicom now, Easy 9010. Thanks for the service. Good morning.
0.
Reference 590, roger.
So let me just get this set.
Easy 2 on Whiskey Golf, descent flight level 80, turn right, heading 1.
Okay, so that's ATC nice and quiet for a while. Yes, so this is the default setting, which actually, looking at that, that's not doing too bad a job. That's more or less the red ball is covering the white ball, so that's your perfect view. But I presume as we zoom in and out, it may move it around and out. Actually, it's not doing, is it? So that would be considered the perfect viewing spot. God, look at those clouds. I love that. Oh, so RASM 66. Normally I use the custom fly-by-wire version. However, this flight is using a special testing version of the aircraft just because there's a suspected memory leak in the flypad, which is a great tool, but on long flights people are seeing their simulators grind to a halt, so they're trying to identify what's causing that. So they've disabled the flypad in this version that I'm flying now just to see if we get any performance hits. So at the moment we're holding what I call steady. We're jumping anywhere between 35 and 50 frames. It's not steady, but when I came into Jakarta yesterday after a 6-hour flight, the flight simulator had been running for about 6 hours, we were below 20, as you could see from the stream if anyone wants to go back and revisit that. Really, that's right, perfect viewing spot. Clouds, especially over the UK. Right, so we're over to Unicom now, which means we can continue the climb ourselves to flight level 370. Engage. So cruise altitude 370, optimum is 390, and our maximum is also 390, so happy to remain at 370, that's good. Back to the metadata off the printer of it. Well, I kind of like doing that anyway, because then it means I can pop a little piece of paper down here and punch it all in. Seems really quiet now with air traffic control, doesn't it? FN1 crew, good morning. Thanks for joining us on our departure out of Gatwick this morning for Sofia. I have been a little bit rushed this morning. I say I need to be out of here by 12:15 Zulu. In fact, let's just have a look at our flight routing. If we have no air traffic control on board, we may look at doing some directs to cut some time. And to be fair, that's not entirely unrealistic given the current COVID situation, sadly. Air traffic controllers always trying to save aircraft fuel where they can. It's a fairly direct routing, this, anyway. We could potentially skip Babbitt just here and go direct a little bit later on. Let's carry on looking further down. Yeah, and then that's just our approach into Sofia, which is pretty straightforward. I'll check that against the charts in a little bit. So actually, there's not too much more time we can save there. Looking at that flight plan, that's nice and pretty direct. Dark Fury descending into the clouds at Jakarta looked amazing. It did. I mean, you don't suffer graphically, but you do suffer frame rates wise with that memory leak that they're talking about. Good morning, Paul. Great to see you. Willie, I could take on. I could do overnight flights if we got the 321 XLR. I could probably do overnight flights on this at the moment, considering the fuel burn's not quite accurate yet. Fill it up, and it'd go forever. Kira PG, your ability to butter the low frame rates, butter the landing with low frame rates amazed you. I think the secret was just get it pointed at the runway, get the attitude angle on the primary flight display exactly where you wanted it for the flare, and don't move. Let the aircraft bring itself in almost. MFS pilot, good morning. It's passing flight level 330. Cabin crew can now start to serve breakfast, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve a selection of snacks. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. If you would like to upgrade your meal to the premium package, please pay the cabin crew using stickers or super chats to help support the channel. Thank you.
Reese Harrison, good morning. MFS pilot. I hope the touch and goes were good. Obviously, it helps with your own practice of landing. So we may have some turbulence around the top of descent area at the moment. Just looking at the weather charts, nothing too severe. There is quite a bit of turbulence, quite a bit of icing rather, predicted over. Just looking at our significant weather charts, which I could show you actually on the flight pad if it was engaged. However, it's not. So instead, if you guys want to check out the weather for the flight, I'll pop that in there for you so you can see that. Random fan, good morning. Aaron, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm much better this morning than yesterday, thank you. Lee Ward, good morning. Have I done an approach into Tivet on the stream yet? I don't think I have. Certainly something worth doing. It's got a circle to land approach as well, hasn't it, that one? Milero, can I explain the autopilot to you? Sure, we've got a few thousand feet before we're at cruise altitude. So the autopilot is basically, if you think about the autopilot in the A320 this way, you've obviously got here the speed control, heading control, and altitude control, and then vertical speed control. So 4 bugs, if you wish. Now, each of these bugs can be either pulled out or pushed forward. Think of it this way: if you push the bug, you are pushing control to the aircraft. When you push the bug, that's when you get the line and the dots. Okay, with the exception of course of the altitude, as you want to see what altitude you've dialed in. So at the moment the aircraft is deciding what Mach to fly. The aircraft is in what Boeing would call Nav Mode, as you've pushed the heading bug to follow the navigation computer, so it's following the green line. Where's it gone? There we go. Following the green line there in the flight plan, and when you select an altitude and push it, the aircraft will select its own climb rate. If you want to select any of those manually, you have to pull the bug. So if I now pulled the heading bug, I can now choose what Mach speed I want to set, and then you can see that moving down here. See the little blue dial on there? As I'm changing that, it's moving the Mach speed, which is why my engine is now spooling up and down. So I'm going to push that back in to let the aircraft decide its optimum Mach speed. It's flying in Nav Mode, so it's following the programmed flight plan in the McDo. If I pull that, I'm now in heading mode, so I can change the heading if I wish, and again, blue triangle, it will fly towards the blue triangle. So I'm going to push that back into managed mode. And then altitude is a little bit different. If you select an altitude and then pull the heading bug, it will what's called go into open descent, so the aircraft will just descend casually to the altitude that you've selected with no set vertical speed. If you select an altitude and then push, the aircraft will, or should rather, because it's not fully implemented yet in Flight Sim 2020, if you select the altitude and then push control to the aircraft would then climb or descend on the aircraft's best profile to meet either any constraints that it's got programmed into the flight computer or anything like that. As that doesn't work correctly yet, it doesn't actually work too bad, to be fair, when climbing, so that's why we were in manage mode for the climb. So manage mode is indicated by the dots, remember. But for descending, I like to descend usually, depending on the wind speed, it's between 1500 and 1800 feet per minute. So I would then select the altitude, pull the altitude bug because I want control of that, and then I would select a rate of descent and I would pull the rate of descent, so I've got control over the rate of descent. Interestingly enough, if something's going very wrong and you want to just level the aircraft off at whatever altitude you're at, simply push the vertical speed dial and it will just level the aircraft off and hold you there. So that was very, very brief, but hopefully that covered how the autopilot works for that. Okay, so we are now at cruising altitude. I think my dog's telling me the postman's here. We're now at cruising altitude. I'm going to go make a cup of tea, get one from the galley. I will be disconnecting the microphone. I will be back with you on the microphone for the arrival. But I will be with you in the chat for the remainder of the flight. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so in the chat room with you. Thanks very much for watching the departure, and I shall see you very soon.
gentlemen, we are about to serve our drinks selection, including tea, coffee and cold beverages. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. As this is a paid-for service, please consider tipping your cabin crew with stickers and super chats. Thank you.
Minton traffic, Minton Airbus 045, taxi to holding point 08 right via Sierra 8, Sierra and Bravo 3.
For information, runway 26 left is copy.
München traffic, after the arriving aircraft landing on 08 right, we will line up and wait on runway 26 left. München traffic, München Airways 045, takeoff runway 26 left.
Lufthansa 904 is on final runway 26 right at Munich.
München traffic, Lufthansa 94, Mike taxiing southbound to runway 26 left.
Roger. Lufthansa 904 is on final runway 26 right.
gentlemen, we are about to serve a selection of alcoholic drinks including wine and locally sourced ales. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. This is a paid-for service, so please consider tipping the cabin crew and the channel using stickers or super chats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our drink selection, including tea, coffee and cold beverages. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. As this is a paid-for service, please consider tipping your cabin crew with stickers and super chats. Thank you.
Morning guys, I'm back with you. Let's get rid of the chat window. I'm going to do that first so it doesn't annoy you while setting up for this approach. So just tidy it up here. Alright, so as I said right at the very start of the stream, I need to be out of here in about a maximum of about 45 minutes. So we'll see how far along the approach we can get. Hopefully we'll be on the ground. Even if I can't get us to the gate, we should be down. So I'm just going to key in the approach information, and then we'll talk through the approach briefing for the flight. Alright, okay, so QNH 1007. This is probably the best weather we're going to have had on a flight for a while, looking at this. What a beautiful idea to come to Sofia. Temperature, winds, look at that, 020 at 4. Oh, they spun round. I don't think we've got any air traffic control online. I'm just going to double check that now. They're very light anyway, aren't they? I'll have a quick look at VATSIM. Check with no air traffic control online when we get there. So let's have a look. Actually, we do have control. Right, do we have ATIS online? It appears not. I am watching another aircraft, however, that's coming in to Sofia on VATSIM, and he appears to be using runway 27, so I think it is going to be a runway 27 approach. So happy to leave that for now. So wind 020 at 4, 020 at 4. Transition altitude is 11,000, no it isn't, it's 12,000 feet. Minimum descent altitude, as discussed a little bit earlier in the chat, 1945. 1945. Okay, so that's all set up, and we'll leave that as it is. So, I need to contact control in a few minutes on 131225, so let's go ahead and contact, set the nav 131225. We'll also be able to hear then what's happening with regards to any air traffic control that we need. And we're going to start our descent now down to 9,600 feet. And these frame rates seem to be holding beautifully, don't they? So maybe the electronic flight bag is causing some issues. So rolling that back, let's start our descent and get down. What's the winds doing up here? Bit of a crosswind. HD, be ready for a runway change. And then we'll pull up some other charts in case we need to brief that other approach. In fact,
level 610, descent 6,000 feet.
We can contact them and ask. Might as well, haven't we?
6,000, Sky Global 600.
So if we just give them a quick call. Sofia Control, good morning, EZ9010, still outside your airspace at the moment. Can you confirm runway in use at Sofia, please?
EZ9010, no problem at all. I've got radar contact on you now. Cleared Nice for 3 kilo arrival, expect Alpha Zulu, runway 27, descent flight level 200.
Nice for 3 kilo arrival for runway 27, and confirm descent flight level for us again, please, EZ9010.
EZ9010, flight level 200, flight level 200.
Flight level 200, EZ9010. Ah, well, that's better than a quick last minute runway change, so that's good. So we'll just keep that descent coming. Yeah, Nicola, you know that doesn't work yet. Otherwise we could have set that up if needed. Never mind. That'll come one day, won't it?
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, you may have noticed we've begun our descent into our destination. We're not expecting any further delays or traffic in front of us for the next few days, so you do assist the cabin crew by tidying your trays, handling the bag, and putting any litter in the bags provided. For safety reasons, please turn off all electronic devices and switch them to airplane mode until we have landed. Please also note that the air controls will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
So air traffic control already has radar contact with us. We're outside his airspace at the moment, but close enough clearly for him to be able to see us. HD, beat you to it. I love it when that happens. So are the screens updated? I honestly couldn't tell you in this version, just because this is a special version that we're testing without the electronic flight bag working. We've disabled it as they fear there may be a memory leak in there. And strangely enough, I'm flying now. Do you remember I always talk about these cirrus clouds giving me a bit of an impact on frame rates? Well, they are still doing, but absolutely nothing like I was getting yesterday. So maybe the electronic flight bag is causing some issues.
Passing flight level 158 for flight level 320 and on Delta.
HD, we should be. You know where I got the hymn sheet from. Alright, let's talk about this approach. So we've had a little bit of a chat anyway in the chat room, but the NSFS 3 kilo arrival is not quite coded correctly in Flight Sim 2020. So after passing Arkir at altitude 8,000 feet, 210 knots, we're going to go direct to Bagip, descending expected 4,500 feet, at which point then we'll that's effectively the base turn, and then it'll be a left turn for the ILS runway 27. Platform altitude 3,600 feet, transition altitude is 12,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude to the west is 9,600, and then when landing to the northeast 7,600. Minimum descent altitude is already in 1945. Our missed approach altitude is 8,000 feet. If we have to miss approach, it's a right hand turn to the Boz NDB, which is already in the RadNav page.
Level 6010, continue descent 4,000 feet via the star, clear LS Zulu, runway 27.
And the threats, sorry, just listening to air controller, and the threats were, well, apart from the big hill that will be in front of us on descent, which I'm sure you'll see, and the fact that it is higher than normal terrain, so the landing elevation of the airport is 1,745 feet. What was that QNH again? For Sophia 1007, so let's start getting that all set up. The Boz NDB was unserviceable. Ah, right, okay, so
uniform requesting about 1
what would happen then, HD, if that's not working? If you needed to do a missed approach.
We'll report 1 on back check is for whiskey uniform, thank you.
Presumably it's still a right hand turn, and then maybe they give you just vectors to Bengo, is it? When you're around that big hill, which will be on your left. Is it a hill or a mountain? What's the definitive altitude in feet defining the two? The Rapper, good morning. Yeah, we had to start early this morning because I have to finish early. I've got about 30 minutes left, so
Sophia
See if we can get in
Control.
there.
Good afternoon, Lima Zulu Bravo Hotel Whiskey. We're Eurocopter 135 on the northeast helicopter apron.
Oh, those NOTAMs which we read every 83 pages of HD, that's right.
Lima Zulu Bravo Hotel Whiskey, Sophia Control, hello. Cleared a VFR flight as filed via 2 kilometers. After liftoff, maintain altitude 8,500 feet or below within the Sophia.
So frame rates are still absolutely great now. As you can see, I'm panning around and I've got no issues here. Hopefully that's working its way through into the stream as well, so you can see that.
As filed at or below altitude 8,500 feet, maintaining inside of the CP. I'm squawking 0255. So Lima Zulu.
HD, maybe they just didn't expect anyone to need a missed approach.
Whiskey, read back correct. Start retrieve CH1006 report ready to lift.
Yep, we're already.
So really, obviously we've got guidance from air traffic control, but essentially we're down to, or expected to be down to 9,600 feet by Sierra Fox 611, then at arc here at 8,000 feet, and then we'll turn left heading direct to Baggett.
9010, continue descend at altitude, clear for flight level 120.
Send altitude 120, easy 9010. Looking forward to the scenery here.
Lima Hotel Whiskey is now hovering.
So Scandi 941, I've got VATSIM open, so it basically tells me what controls are currently online. And ATIS is now actually online. They've provided an ATIS for Sophia.
Control ready, good evening, Turkish 1 Papa X-ray inbound, Waden, climbing 360.
They're telling me the transition level is actually 130.
Turkish 1 Papa X-ray, Sophia Control, Rado, set squawk.
So, why does he give me a flight level 120?
Turkish 1 Papa X-ray, set squawk 4775.
4775 on Papa X-ray.
Sky level 610, confirm the Palace LS, runway 27.
Confirm 610.
I'm hoping we'll come out of the clouds into a nice sunny Sophia. That would be nice.
Helicopter flying is currently south of the airfield, currently altitude 3,000 feet.
The air traffic controller's phone's ringing.
Take in mind, runway 27, cleared land, wind is variable at 6 knots.
HD it is, yeah, do you know, just
runway 27,
very quickly, we'll come back and have a look at this in a minute, but send off that ATIS and that will come through on here from VATSIM.
And Lima Hotel Whiskey for request.
So just double check that. That's now come
Lima
through.
Bravo Hotel Whiskey, say again.
So that is transition level 130.
Sophia Control, Lima Hotel Whiskey.
Yeah, go ahead.
QNH 1006 they've got. Let's change that then. So yeah, Scandi 941, I think that's a pretty similar thing. Fairpoint HD. Sophia Control Easy 9010, confirm flight level 120 or altitude 120 for the transition level.
Easy 9010, the transition level is flight level 120, so for now flight level 120 and then further down with the QNH and altitude.
So flight level 120, thank you. Just letting you know the ATIS is showing transition is 130 for Sophia, Easy 9010.
I'll look into it.
Set that back to standard pressure for the moment then. 1006. Change that. Yeah, so I actually have VATSIM running on a separate PC. Weather and landing information, then we've got that flight management guidance computer is all programmed as well as it can be. Landing elevation we've gone through is 1745. Auto brake not required, nice long runway, no bad weather. We've done our arrival briefing. We've just popped the terrain on the radar, given that we've got that terrain to deal with. And we're going to start slowing down as well. Get the passengers in their seats. So we can actually see the airport just here.
Please fasten your seatbelts as soon as possible. Thank you.
There's the big hill that we want to avoid in front of us. Well, we don't want to be any faster than 250 knots when we get to 10,000 feet, Lewis, and we're actually aiming for 210 knots for this approach. Is that what it's called, Stephen? A little bit of local knowledge always helps. And you've called it, it's a mountain, not a hill. Fair point. Oh, we should be in here well before I've got to leave, I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't recall being here in the sim, so HD, how are we looking?
Runway vacated on Charlie, Sky Global 610.
Global 610, welcome to Sofia, taxi stand of choice.
Send up my choice, thank you, Sky Global 610.
EG9010, continue to descend altitude at 10,000 feet, so taking H1006.
Descend altitude 10,000 feet for EZ9010. On final, Lewis, no, SimBrief doesn't give you that, but your flight computer does. It'll give you the final approach speed. There's a quick view of the mountain for you before I come back into the flight deck. Well, thank you, HD. I wasn't aware that was a mandatory thing if he gave it you, but fair play, duly noted. Okay, so we're coming up on 10,000 feet. Our seatbelt and signs are all on. We shall get the landing lights on. And rolling back to 210 knots. And if we were a bit high, hopefully now we're coming back in on profile.
Control Turkish 1 Papa X-ray.
Just need to check now
I request to leave the carpet
that our autopilot doesn't do anything daft and turn us towards the runway last moment. Willie, that's from the charts. To be fair, I think it's a max speed, so we can look at slowing down.
Turkish 1 Papa X-ray, did you copy?
1 Papa X-ray, go ahead.
I request to leave the cockpit for 5 minutes if it's possible.
We're going to manage mode now, as we're in the approach phase.
Thank you.
EG9010, descend 6,000 feet.
Descend altitude 6,000, EG9010.
Turkish 4 Whiskey Uniform is back in the cockpit.
4 Whiskey Uniform, welcome back.
To say I wanted to be out of here by 12:15, 12:30 Zulu at the absolute latest, I think we've actually planned this flight to perfection. Laurent, that's a great question, but not one I can answer right now. Where's that autopilot going? Don't do what I knew you were going to do. Let's keep tracking the... let's keep tracking the actual approach, shall we, rather than taking me direct to the airport.
Hello, radar contact.
Do hate it when it does that. It's just something else to be aware of when flying in VATSIM 2020 at the moment. Yeah, well, it depends what the kids are watching on Netflix. Let's get down back to green dot speed, shall we? Heading book to the rescue, Gordon. Quite right too. So the ILS is populated. Jonathan, I built the sim up by selecting the icon that's on the desktop. I didn't purchase it through Steam, so it's the Microsoft Store that does that. Let's increase that rate of descent. You can see
90110 left heading 350 degrees, descend 4,000 feet.
left heading 350, descend altitude 4,000 feet, Easyjetsimpilot.
Turkish 1 Papa X-ray back in the cockpit.
X1 X-ray, welcome back.
Gladstone platform is 3,600 with.
Leaving my space, my Unicom 1 to do decimate. So long.
So I'll go flaps 1.
Cargo looks 9850, Sylvia. Forward uniform, leaving my space now, minus Unicom 1 to 2 decimate. Goodbye.
That's for Turkish 4 with uniform.
Standby brakes, EG9010 turn, and continue left turn heading 300 degrees. Clear that low Zulu, runway 27.
Left heading 300 degrees, clear the ILS runway 27, Easy9010. I'm glad about that. There was a bit of terrain coming in front of us. I was about to take evasive action.
238, thanks for your service, Turkish 4 with uniform. Sophia
this is Cargo Pacific 10 on blocks gate 7. Thank you for your help.
Cat 610, thank you for flying this afternoon. Have a good afternoon.
To you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Localizer armed, lock start. Localizer is coming in now. 14 miles out. Oh, HD, what did I turn to? I'm going to have to go back and listen to that. I thought it said 300. Okay, so we're on the localizer now. All is good. Flaps 1 already set. Radio altimeter is alive. And flaps 2. Start slowing her down a little bit more now. Was it 035? Definitely going to have to check that. Did I even read back the correct heading? That's even more annoying. Yeah, Nicola, I was avoiding the built-up areas as it says in the briefs. To be fair, I think that's only if you're flying a visual approach. 10 miles out. Okay, so once we get down, we're looking to taxi either off to the left via Fox or Charlie.
ET9010 established on the ILS.
Easy9010 confirmed established.
ET9010 runway 27 clear to land, wind variable at 6 knots.
Clear to land runway 27 Easy9010. Glide slope active. Arm the approach. Okay, so with 8 miles to run, we'll just wait for that glide slope to capture, and then we'll get the landing gear down, turn on all the lights, flaps 3, full flaps, and then we'll do the landing checklist. I bet that's not replicated in the sim HD. Glide slope captured. Landing gear down. We turn off lights. Taxi lights on. Anti-ice can come off. Auto brakes not required. Ground spoilers armed. Flaps 3. Ding that cabin. And flaps full. So that wind is variable, so we'll just pay a little attention to that as well as we come in. You can see the arrow on the top of the navigation display. We'll see where that's swinging to. And missed approach altitude is 8,000 feet. No pressure there, LL Gaming. So there we can hear the marker. Cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed, go around altitude is now set, ECAM memo, landing no blue, autopilot disconnect, I have control. I have also just remembered that I've actually got the wrong flight stick configuration set up in the sensitivities for this. I'm not on the custom fly-by-wire build, which is what the sensitivities are sent up for, so if anything goes wrong, that's my excuse.
Sophia radar, good day. Nortrans 2 for Yankee Echo, just past Nisva, level 130 descending, with information pop on board.
Nortrans 2 for Yankee Echo, Control, god eftermiddag, radar contact, clear to Nisva, 3 kilo arrival, expect Ala Zulu, runway 27, descend altitude 10,000 feet,
continue.
H1006.
Thank you, cleared arrival, runway 2, cleared ILS, expect ILS runway 27 in Zulu, clear Nisva 3 kilo, descent flight level 100, H1006, Nortrans 2 for Yankee Echo.
Correct.
And that's what happens when you have the custom fly-by-wire controls in. The rudder rolls away, as you just saw. It rolled to the left. We didn't even have any rudder inputs on that. There wasn't any wind required. We were on the centre line as well. And I'm having to put full rudder right to hold that. Auto reverse. Reverse thrust rather off. And we'll vacate left in a moment. That's why I much prefer the custom fly-by-wire build.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sofia.
EV9010, welcome to Sofia, vacate next left when able, and taxi stand of choice.
Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit, so if you have a jacket or coat, you might want
vacating left and taxi stand of choice. Thanks for the service. Thank you very much. Easy9010.
You are reminded to keep all electronic devices switched off until you have entered the airport terminal. Thank you for flying with Easyjet.
Let's just pass the stop bars. There's definitely a discrepancy between the ILS and the visual. Did you see the glide slope and the PAPIs on the approach? I think the PAPIs are perhaps more accurate in that sense. Okay, let's just tidy the aircraft configuration up. TCAS, TA, RA is now turned off, and we've got the weather radar off, wind shear off. We can also start the APU, get the lights off. Park on stand 22, you say HD? Fair enough. Okay. Check out brake temps as well. Only 40 degrees.
1795, leaving right base, Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
I'm just looking around a little bit. My frame rate seems to have slowed down again there, so I don't know if that's a sim issue or whether it's a fly-by-wire issue. Anyway. LL, it says US dollars when you did it. Which country are you in? I thought you were here in the UK. Not sure why that's set. Okay, so given my time frame for this, I look at these frame rates, guys. What's going off with this? Oh, very strange. Very strange indeed. We had absolutely no issues coming down. I'm not going to do a single engine taxi, guys, just because I really need to get in and off the stream. For a prior appointment today, which is why we turned... why we started our flight a little earlier. Have I got the taxi light off? I have indeed, you're right. Good spot. Nicola, I'm still on a dual engine taxi, so I've not turned on the hydraulics pump. If we were doing this properly and I'd not got to get out of here ASAP, then yeah, single engine taxi in. hydraulic pump yellow turned on, and we'd shut down engine 2. But you can see the frame rates, we're sort of jerking, aren't we? I don't know if you can see that in the stream, but yeah, we're pushing forward, and
no trans 24 Yankee Echo, request further descent.
No trans 24 Yankee Echo.
We're getting a bit of a
altitude
halt every half a second or so,
No trans 24 Yankee Echo, thank you.
which we didn't have on landing. It's only happened after landing. Something to report back to the fly-by-wire guys. Now, HD, you said stand 22. God knows where that is. In front of these two little buildings on the right, I'm guessing. Because it's not going to be modelled correctly. Yeah, Russ, so, if you've only just joined us, this is actually a custom build version which has got that electronic flight bag disconnected, which is essentially what they're on about. They're wondering if the electronic flight bag is causing the problems. So HD, I'm guessing your parking stand is about there, somewhere like that. And actually, just so we get a proper shutdown, I'm going to go across the way. In fact, I think I may actually be parked in it just here, but facing in the wrong direction.
Continue down 6,000 feet, no trans 24 Yankee.
Oh no, we're facing the right direction, sorry. Okay, so guys, as I say, I am going to have to shoot out of here pretty quickly now. I'm going to hold that there. Oh, come on. Alright, so I am going to have to hold this here and hit the parking brake. APU started, let's shut that down. The Microsoft Flight Sim logbook is probably about to come up in a second. Here it comes. There we go. Okay guys, I am going to have to shoot. Please do me a favour, hit the like button on the stream, hit subscribe if you've enjoyed the flight and the channel for and turn on notifications to be notified of when new content and the next live stream is. There will be a longer live stream tomorrow daytime as we depart Sofia for somewhere warm, somewhere cold. We'll have to have a chat and see. Feel free to join me on the Discord server. Thank you to everyone who has supported the channel, donated to the channel, either via super chats or via the super stickers, and of course the PayPal link. Great to have you all on board again for this short EasyJet flight. Sorry the taxi was a little rushed and not performed perfectly, but always a treat having you guys with me for this. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you all again for the next live flight tomorrow. Goodbye everyone, have a great Tuesday.